Oh my God, Colby, you'll never believe what someone told me.
What's that, Barry?
That the world was in my hands. That is just so sad. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
Theme music.
Welcome to the last month of the Library Month.
Oh, biblioteca.
They said it in this movie. Were you laughing when they said it?
It was cracking up.
Were you like, oh, I know that word. Biblioteca.
Yeah, if they counted to 10, I would also know that.
Oh, as long as it's in Portuguese.
Numbers are the same, isn't it? I think.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think one of my coworkers has said, yeah, like a lot of people want to say like that the two languages are the same, but I'm always Portuguesing what they're saying. That's between them, though. I have no dog in that fight. But before we reveal the movie, or if you listened to last week, you would know. Let's do a little trailer for you guys. How many degrees does one person need? Would Flynn ever really be ready to leave? After getting kicked out of his academic institution, he never even considered his story's conclusion until a letter fell on his lap to apply. So let's see what adventures lie. I think that's the right way to say that.
That works.
We're talking about the 2004 TV movie, The Librarian, Quest for the Spear.
Yup.
This movie is, it's so funny. It's a TNT property.
Yes.
Movie. Because at the end of this movie, I just like, it doesn't pertain to the story. At the end of it, though, as they're escaping, there's a billboard that says TNT, we know drama.
I totally missed that.
I could not miss that. I was like, oh my gosh, the way that they're just advertising so blatantly.
Right. That's like the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie.
Oh.
There's a scene where they're running through subway or through something, and he runs by a billboard, gets to the end of it, stops, poses, looks, and then continues to run. And it's totally like that entire scene is like, look what's on this billboard.
Like, like movies obviously have to have product placement, but that's probably, I remember that scene. I was like, that's the most egregious product placement scene ever.
Right, yep.
Like sometimes you like Sony movies will, everyone's using like a Sony laptop, Sony Vaio. You'll see it and then they'll close it and then move on with the movie.
Right. Aliens, when she gets into the walker then she goes to lock her foot in. It says Reebok on her shoe. But it's like, it's there, but it's subtle and it's product play. But yeah.
They definitely put it in the placement where your eye would be like attracted to, but it's like never more than a second.
Right.
Like same in this movie. You see it or you don't. It doesn't matter to the movie.
Right.
But let's start talking about this movie. First of all, one of the things I do want to say is for a TV movie, the pacing is really good.
It is, and for the age that the special effects are dated.
Oh, very.
And they're budgeted, but they are better than a lot of the sci-fi specials, the sci-fi movie or sci-fi channel movie specials.
All right. I think, this movie, it really did pick and choose where it was going to use special effects. So they're able to like focus a little bit more on the special effects, even though it was just a TV movie. And like for, was it 2004? This was I would probably say this was probably like a costly investment for them.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, have you seen this movie, by the way?
I've not. I didn't.
Are you upset with yourself right now?
I would have definitely watched this.
I know, but like, I feel like this should have been in your radar of influence.
Right, right. Yeah, like I don't even know. Like I don't. It's not even one of those ones where I was like, "Oh, I remember that came out. And I wanted to watch it, and I didn't, and then I kind of just forgot about it." Yeah, no, like I like. It was just. Maybe I wasn't watching TNT at the time, or.
Well, back in 2004, I believe. Really, I think you still had your first shop.
Yes.
Am I right? 2004, yeah. But, probably during that time you had a CRTV, not like a flat screen. Maybe you didn't have a TV.
You're
at
right.
all.
No, we did. We had the big giant. It was a big screen, but it was like the big fat screen.
The one that weighed like 200 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, it was like when we opened the store, it was a high quality big screen. When we closed the store 5 years later, flat screens had already started coming out, so then nobody wanted it.
Oh, you know what though? Now everyone wants it. Right? It all comes back around like fashion.
Yeah, I actually tried to sell it and nobody wanted to buy it, so I ended up giving it to one of the kids who used to help me, and God, he had it for a long time. I remember helping him move like 10 years later. I was like, "Oh my God, we have to move that giant TV."
Oh,
why did I give that to you?
Oh my gosh. Oh man. And if he's into retro gaming, he probably would have tried to fix it.
That's 100% what he was into.
Oh, is it who I think it is?
His name is Martin.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Jared.
No, Jared is into retro gaming, but he's also into high tech.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going to play this game, this old game on this brand new HD TV that make the pixels like.
But you got to be a purist. Nothing like a CRTV for the retro games.
Yeah,
it really,
yeah.
I didn't know it made a difference until like I tried it, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, it does. It does make a huge difference.
Totally not on this movie, but I watched a little video once that they talked about originally TVs were like not so crystal clear.
Yeah.
That the 8 bits kind of blended, so it made everything look round and looked correct.
Yeah.
And so that retro 8-bit look is actually like fictitious because nobody had a TV that was clear enough to see the 8 bits in 8-bit like that.
Oh,
They were
okay.
kind of blended. So it's like kind of like this fake over exaggeration of retro.
Oh, so like everyone is living in a blurred memory.
Right. But now you play those old games on a brand new TV, and the new TV is HD and super crisp, and so you can really see that it used to be 8-bit, but it used to not look like that because the old TVs blurred it so that all the corners and edges were all.
Oh man, yeah, I never would have even thought about looking into that stuff. Let's get into this movie though. We open up with what I was like, is this how the rest of the movie's gonna look like? Because it looked like a play production, but it's Flynn, our main character Flynn. I thought he was doing a museum tour group.
Right.
Or something, because obviously everything looks so fake that it was like, yeah, it can't look that fake, and they're actually like in Machu Picchu or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But it actually turns out that it's like a whole bunch of students setting up this display for the school. It's a fox. Fake little pyramid thing for the exhibit, and the teacher's like, Flynn, get out of here. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm one of your brilliant students.
Yep.
And I was like, how old is this guy? And he's like, Flynn, you're everybody's brilliant student. So, you have like so many degrees.
Right. He's like 21 degrees or something. 22 degrees.
Well, I guess with what's coming up now, 23. He's like, Flynn, you can't keep just being in school. You have to get a job.
Yep.
Yeah, like I checked with the administration. You've been at school for like 10 plus years. You have 22 degrees. You know probably more than some teachers.
Right. Yep.
Like, everyone talks about general education. You are that and more. and so he's like, get out of here. I already talked to the school. You got the degree. All right, you got it. And he's like, well, wait, hold on. There's like 6 months left of school. I can't sign up for any classes. Like, no. You can no longer sign up for any classes.
That is the entire point of us giving you the degree now, because there's not even an option for you to try to come back for 6 months.
Forget it. Comes home. Obviously, the mom is like a mom. But she's like, oh, how's my little my little scholar?
Oh, right, yep.
He's obviously upset. He wants to go back to school. And the mom is more like, hey, there's this hot girl I want you to meet. And they're talking on the couch. Obviously, he's attracted to her. She's a very beautiful person. But
he's also very socially awkward.
Yeah. And he totally botches this whole thing because she's like, well, I'm a social worker. I've been in the field now for 5-6 years. And he's like, oh, I'm in college. And she's like, what?
Right. It is, it's like very stereotypical.
Nerd bashing.
Well, no, like, it's like the stereotypical Jewish mother trying to set her son up with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
But then in that culture, that society, at least back, like, that girl is looking for somebody who's like
already established.
Like, is, if you went to school that long, you should have a doctorate. You should be, pulling in some real money. I'm coming to you, like, your mom's setting up me with you because you're the cream of the crop.
Yeah. And, technically, 22 degrees is like 5 doctorates.
Right.
Combined. Like, and so he totally botches this whole day, and he's kind of just depressed the whole time. Like, his mom is trying to cheer him up, but she's also like, it's time for you to grow up.
Right, yeah.
And so he's slumming it in his room, and then all of a sudden, this book falls out of his case. And what's it called? A letter magically.
Yeah, actually, like a whole avalanche of books falls on him.
He could die.
But in there is a letter
that magically tells him, "Hey, apply to the library."
Yep, there is a job opening for the librarian.
Yeah, and so he puts on his best suit. He walks to the library. There's it's a beautiful library. This thing is probably like a historical, what's it called? Like a historical society.
Weirdly, I did notice. I kind of noticed it before, like in real life, but going through this specific week, libraries just in general are fantastically built buildings.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I've seen a beautiful library in Vegas,
but even like they are for the type of, like, it could be just a big old square with a bunch of bookshelves. Like, they are still built artistically.
Oh yeah, you have to inspire creativity. It's like a library psychology,
right?
Or probably architect psychology or whatever like that. Because you ever notice, like, in classrooms, it's like 3 white walls and then 1 colored wall. Mm-hmm. And that's like to make the students not go like bored and stir crazy, right?
Yeah.
And so I've been in some beautiful libraries, like in New York and LA. They have like old libraries, old bookstores that are just amazing. Vegas, it's like more modern.
Oh yeah, definitely more modern. Yeah.
Nothing like historical society type. So,
right.
But this is like that type of building. We don't know what city they're in. They're probably like in DC. Or like an older East Coast library.
Yeah.
Huge line. But as he keeps going up, all these librarians are like, well, I never. Like, just upset. And he's like, his anxiety is like shooting through the roof. The higher he gets, the more applicants he sees that are just thrusted out of the interview room.
Right.
And, he tries to leave, but a voice comes from the room, and he's like, come in here.
Yeah, where are you going? It's your turn.
So he awkwardly sits down quietly, and the interviewer is like, what makes a great librarian? And so he kind of just does the stereotypical stuff. He's like, well, I know the Dewey Decimal System. I can set up an RSS feed for the library. A lot of modern takes and all that stuff. She's like, everybody outside there knows that.
Right.
But what makes a librarian? She asks it like 3 times until he regurgitates something that I believe his mother said to him. Yeah, right? It's like he points at it. It's not about what's in here. It's about like what's in your heart.
Right.
And then out of magic, an old man comes out of nowhere. He doesn't question it. I was like, where did you come from?
Right, yep.
And yeah, the man's played by, what's it called? Bob Newhart.
Yep.
Freaking class, as OG as they get for actor. I mean, Bob Newhart's like 96 this year. Still kicking though.
Right, and this was only
2000. This is 2000.
So yeah,
like almost like 19 years. It was like 19 years
20
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
But so he's already,
He was already old when this came out.
decently into his 70s.
And so like he's like, all right, yeah, we want you. They tell everybody to go home, and he's like, all right, come to follow us. We'll show you where you'll be working. And Flynn is like, yo, there's a lot of security here. He's like, well, there's a lot of important things in here. And
Right. Yep.
He quizzes him with a Shakespearean quote, and he finishes it, and he's like, well, and then he's like, oh, okay. He pulls out a midnight summer's dream.
Yeah.
And a secret door opens. The security guards have dual keys. And he's like, isn't this what the government does when they got to send out nukes? And he's like, where do you think they got it from? And he's like, this is... And then they go to, like, the elevator, and they're in there for a while going down.
Right. Yeah.
Flynn's anxious. They open the door, though, and opens up a huge warehouse.
Right. It's like it's the warehouse from the end of Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, but a library.
Or like Rare Air Sports. Another callback to another episode. And Flynn is he's flabbergasted. Obviously he's having a nerdgasm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. But they're going through the library, and they have a lot of things that are supposed to be myths. They have Excalibur. They have Pandora's box. They have the Holy Grail.
Right.
And
they have the Mona Lisa.
They have the real Mona Lisa. He's like, you think we would let that be in public?
Right. He's like, oh, you've got a copy of the Mona Lisa in here? And he's like, no.
Copy. and Flynn is like, he's obviously just flabbergasted. So, like, what's it called? Bob Newhart's like, here, give me your phone. He's like, look at this thing. There's no wires. It's not connected to anything. 20 years ago, this would be in here.
Right.
300 years ago, you'd be burned at the stake. There's a lot of things that normal people shouldn't have.
Right. Yeah.
Or it shouldn't even be in the real world at all. And so, him just being just so stunned with everything, he's like, oh, I can't wait to tell my mom. And then the Excalibur floats out of nowhere.
Oh, right.
And he's like, listen, you're a librarian. You can't tell anybody. All right, this is obviously top shelf.
Yeah.
Top shelf secrecy, And so he's kind of like going through everything. He finds a rocket pack or a jetpack, and he like tries it. And Bob Newhart's like, most people go 4 hours without trying the jetpack. You went 3. He breaks the Holy Grail, but then it just fixes itself.
Oh, right. Yep. And he's like, well, legendary artifacts usually aren't that easy to break.
And so he's super hyped. He's like, oh, I can't wait to come back tomorrow.
Right.
For work. And like he goes home, his mom is super excited. She's like, oh my God, he's going to have a high paying job. And he's like, I'm a librarian.
Right.
She has a reaction, a very, a very obvious reaction.
Yeah, and he's like, it's way more exciting than you think it would be.
Yeah, I don't even know if I should be telling you this, Mom. It's obviously kind of disappointed, though. 22 degrees or 23, librarian.
Right, yeah, especially if they live in New York, someplace like that. That's not a cheap degree.
And then, but later that night, Bob Newhart gets jumped by a secret organization with
Snake
tattoos, and they steal one thing from the vault. That's all the time they had to do is steal one thing.
Right.
Bob, what's it called? Flynn and the other coworker comes in the morning. Funny dynamic. This guy, Flynn, is a pretty funny guy. Yeah, kind of nerdy but funny. But they find Bob Newhart there. He's like, oh my god, what happened? What did they steal? And then they go through the footage and they find out that they stole a third of the Spear of Destiny. And if you guys don't know, the Spear of Destiny is supposedly the spear that pierced Jesus Christ on the cross.
Yeah.
And Bob Newhart says it's only a third of it. The librarians of the past felt like it was too dangerous to keep whole. So they broke it up into 3 different pieces. And he's like, well, what can one piece do? He's like, Hitler had a piece. And look what he did.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, we gotta call the cops. He's like, can't call the cops for this. This is what you're here for. And he's like, whoa, I'm a strictly books guy.
Yep.
And he's like, well, here's a ticket, and here is a book on the language of the birds, which has all the instructions to find the other pieces.
And he's like, the book of the birds? So that language has been dead for 1,000 years, and I don't even have a Rosetta Stone.
Right, and even when they did, it took people 17 years to decipher the Egyptian language.
Yep.
And he's like, well, you have far considerably less time than that. So they get on a plane. They're going to, I believe, was the Amazon.
Right, yep.
And he's on first class. He gets what's it called? Bob Newhart keeps popping out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure he's using an artifact's power to do this.
Right, yeah. Wherever there's like a TV, he can kind of communicate.
Yeah, freaking Bosworth over here.
Yeah, yes.
But he gets seated next to a very beautiful woman, and they're mid-flight. 7 hours in, he learns the language. He's like, oh my god, I'm a fucking genius. I know the language of the birds. I really don't give myself enough credit. He starts flirting with the woman next to him, and he's like, did you know the golden ratio? And she's like, what, are you going to tell me that the golden ratio is the perceived ratio of beauty? And da-da-da-da. She's like, I've heard it all before. That's what all you geeks try to tell me. The pilot's like, ma'am, I believe I wanted to come get you so you could see the sunrise. She's like, of course.
Over the Amazon.
And she's like, of course. Of course you do. But little did we know, the plane is being slowly hijacked by the Brotherhood of the Snake. Or was it the Serpent Brotherhood?
Yeah.
And it's one of the main baddies. Oh, and I'm sorry. We find out that the Spear of Destiny is taken to a former librarian who was believed to be dead.
Right.
And so they're trying to capture Flynn.
That's how they knew how to get into the secret underground
bunker.
Yeah.
All right.
Because they were like, how did they know how to get in there? The secret is only known to librarians.
Usually the most obvious answer is it,
Yeah.
What is that, like Arkham's razor or something like that? But no, and so they try to nix Flynn, but then we find out that our blonde beauty is actually his handler.
Right.
And they go to the back of the plane, and they pretty much final destination this plane because she opens the door, throws Flynn without a parachute.
Yep.
And she still has time to tie up her hair and then jump out and catch Flynn. Meanwhile, Kelly Hugh, who is one of the former librarian's minions, is like, oh, he's so hot.
Oh my god, he jumped out of the airplane with no parachute. He's so brave.
Or she looks at the other guy. She's like, not much of a librarian. Well, he just jumped out of the plane without a parachute, and she's just dripping at this. But we do like some parts of these. It's sort of like to pad the time for the TV, obviously, and there's not really much depth going into this. But going through the Amazon, this is where we find out how brilliant Flynn is, because he gets to the treetop and he's like, "Huh, it's 7,000 yards away," and he's like, "That's like 24 miles." And she's like,
Right.
"How do you know?" She's like, "I've memorized the Earth." I was like, "Okay, all right, relax, genius."
Right. It's like, I knew where we were at because this bird only nests along this river, and so if we were, that mountain and then this river, then the.
It is crazy the amount of information.
Definitely like Sherlock Holmes it. Like
right.
that kind of Sherlock Holmes deduction.
Yeah, super crazy. And then like they end up, what's it called? They do bond a little bit over a campfire. She does tell her, like, well, the librarian that I was with before, we had been on so many missions together. We eventually fell in love. But the next morning, we were in Antarctica, woke up, he got his head chopped off by the Serpent Brotherhood.
Right.
And that's why I'm mad at you. That's why I'm like so hard with you, nerd. But they run into a tribe of people who speak Portuguese.
Right. And that's an interesting thing too, because they get like captured and he's trying to figure out the language, and then he finally like gets there and he starts talking to the chief, and he's like, "Oh, I was overthinking it. They just speak Portuguese."
But I feel like these people know the tales of the librarian. Because, he says, "Oh, biblioteca."
Right, yep.
And they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, party!
The night they spend the night there. Flynn kind of tries to, like, put on some moves, but she's kind of buying into it because she's, like, smiling and all that stuff. But she's like, "Go to sleep." So they go to sleep. She wakes up, though Flynn is gone. So obviously she's triggered by her trauma. But Flynn is just outside playing with the kids.
Right.
All of a sudden, though, the Serpent Brotherhood ambushes the village.
Yeah.
They're able to escape, and Flynn is able to kind of stumble his way into one of the clues in the book. And she's like, well, it's where the sun ends on the river. They get there, they get to a temple, which is like funnily CGI'd because it's so dated. But he's able to sort of, use all his vast knowledge to be like, well, the Mayans predicted this and that, and he figures out the code.
Yeah.
They're able to get, what's it called? They're able to get another half of the spear. Right. After waltzing their way through the traps. And
yeah.
And they end up getting caught by Kelly Hugh, and oh, surprise, surprise, the librarian before him.
Yep.
And obviously, I believe her name is what was it? Natalie.
Yeah.
She's like, "I saw you die," and she's like, huh, "That was a well-placed hologram. Don't worry, sometime in the future in Coachella, they'll hologram Tupac." They'll use the same tech I used on you 20 years later. No. But Flynn is able to kind of like smooth it out, kind of able to trick the former librarian, and he's like, "Well, here, if you think you could do it, here's the book." And he's like, "This is the birds. This is the language of the birds." And he's like, "Yep. There's no one that can translate this." He's like, "I can." Yep. And then again, Kelly Hugh, wet panties. She's just so horny for Flynn. Natalie is too. She's like, so you have to keep us. Because Flynn is like, well, if you kill her, you can kill me too, and you'll never get your...
right, the third piece.
The third piece. The piece that you need to really become all-powerful. And so he's like, all right, fine, where is it? He's like, it's in Shangri-La. And he's like, that's a fake place.
Yeah, like, that's a mythical city that doesn't exist.
Yeah, mythical to dum-dums. That would have been my comeback. It's like, yeah, if you're dumb. It's actually in, what's it called? Like, where do they go to? The Himalayas?
Yes.
Or whatever. Yeah, they go to like all the way to Asia. It's like I think it's like supposed to be like in Tibet or something like that. But he's like, "Oh, you gotta put the helicopter down because we gotta walk there."
Right. Because
And
there's
then-
no way for us to see the clues from up in the sky.
Yeah, so like almost kind of feels like he's kind of leading him into nowhere until they stumble into Shangri-La.
Right.
And it's like this, like in the midst of all this snowy terrain.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the thing that Doctor Strange. Oh no, what's it called? Iron Fist goes to. What's that place? Kunlun.
Yes.
Yeah, Shangri-La is Kunlun in the Marvel universe. And we get introduced by like this the Asian guy. Like I know that I've seen him.
Oh yeah.
everywhere.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, it's super cool, but obviously they're like, it's been prophesized that you would come here. But he's like, but he looked behind him and said, oh, but not with that many people. And they take him to this golden statue of Buddha. And he's like, I gotta, they're like, how do you open it? He's like, well, we wouldn't be here if we knew.
Yep.
And the clue is it's supposed to be the name of God.
Yes.
And Flynn is telling the ex-librarian, he's like, hey, listen, that's like one of the biggest mysteries of the world, all right?
Yep. There's no way we're gonna figure it out.
All right, but something inside of him tells him that it's M-E. It's me because there's God in all of us.
Because he watched Kung Fu Panda. No.
I don't think that metaphor works anymore. I guess it kind of does. It's
Right.
within all of us.
Yeah, right. Doesn't he like opens
Right.
this?
It's just a mirror.
Yeah.
You
Me.
are the dragon. I love that scene though when he's fighting Tai Lung and he like kind of like figures out his style and he just like comes up and smacks Tai Lung in the face like a real panda. But no, they're able to see the spearhead. And it's funny because he's like, yeah, go grab it. He's like, no, there's gonna be a booby trap because we see it earlier in the Amazon.
Right. There's always a booby trap.
There's always a booby trap. But they're like, oh, well, there's no booby trap. But then the Shangri-La starts to crumble.
Hey, right. Yes. So definitely booby trapped.
So they all scatter. Natalie's able to fake them out with the fake blade.
Yes.
And
Because she's always got her machete with her.
Yeah.
So she throws
fakes
the
it.
machete and they think it's the spearhead.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're able to hijack their helicopter, and they make it into Mongolia, I believe.
Yeah.
And they have sex, because she's like, you have to have read a book on lovemaking. Now she's super horny. He's like, oh my god, he's so smart. He must have at least read the Kama Sutra front to back to back to front.
That was the one I was expecting him to, his retort to be, well, I have memorized the Kama Sutra. But
Well, he does say, I have read a lot of books on lovemaking. So, he must have been good.
Right.
But he wakes up and she's gone, and I'm like, oh my god, is she a betrayer? And he runs out into the lobby speaking Mongolian. All of a sudden, Bob Newhart comes out of the TV and he's like, she left with it. I think she's in cahoots.
right.
And he's like, well, the only thing magnetic field that can do that is like 15 something I don't know the technical words. And he's like, well, the only way to do that is to get the top piece of a pyramid that can conduct that sort of magnetism
But
field.
Egypt refused to ever reassemble it. Except for that's what we just built at the museum.
The fake pyramid
Yeah.
with the real pyramid top.
Yep.
And so he tells Bob Newhart, he's like, meet me over there. Bring the Marines. So when they're trying to sneak back into his old school, Bob Newhart comes out and he's like, where's the Marines? And he kind of shows his chest and it's the Marine symbol.
Yep.
He's like, Semper Fi. And we're like, as a viewer, you're watching this, you're like, Bob Newhart, you're going to like dislocate a hip or something. But they're like kind of like looking over, watching what's going on. We find out that his old teacher is actually also cahooting with the Serpent Brotherhood.
Right.
But then we see Natalie get dragged out, and Bob Newhart's like, well, I don't think there's much cahooting over here because she's in cuffs.
Yes. Which makes everybody feel better.
Oh, I definitely did. I was she didn't just use her womanly wiles to get his guard down.
Yeah. Yep.
So he takes it into the pyramid and he assembles it after the full moon is fully shining onto this pyramid top.
Yeah.
And he throws the pieces in there and it's like forming together very slowly. And this is where they kind of like they sneak out or they sneak down there. And then Bob Newhart is just one man handing everybody.
Right, because he's like, but Bob, I don't think we could do this, just the two of us. And Bob's like, well, I used to be the librarian. And then starts whooping some ass.
Yeah, he's like choking dudes out with one hand. Bob Newhart he has to have an artifact on. Because, if you can use artifacts if it's to save other artifacts.
I'm not sure if that's the rule, but yeah. He did have access to a bunch of artifacts, so yes.
He has to, right? It's an unwritten rule because he still has to mentor Flynn. So he's like, only until the mentorship can he wield these artifacts.
Right, yep.
He also has to know how to use them to explain them, right?
Yeah, of course. Right. Yeah.
But no, and so we find out the what's it called, the Spear of Destiny is able to steal the life force out of everybody when he uses it on one of his minions.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible. And he throws the body into the magnetic field and it just disintegrates. But Flynn gets in there, he kind of frees Natalie, and they go outside. Natalie and Bob Newhart is now taking on the rest of the goons. And Flynn goes into the fight the ex-librarian. Kelly Hugh fights Natalie because Kelly Hugh tries to stop
Right, Flynn. Yeah. And then the two of them are like, oh, girl fight. And they both stand off. And then it goes into the pyramid. And I'm like, they just had a standoff and we're just going to miss this whole fight? I'm turning this movie off right now.
No, but A+ editing, though, because we switch from both fights.
Yep.
Super awesome.
Saved themselves.
Yeah, but Kelly Hughes, again, super horny. She's just like, we can be together finally, Flynn. I was like, I think they're called like sapiosexuals, like just attracted to intelligence. Flynn is dodging, and he kind of figures out that if he dodges in specific points, then he can have this gold thing collapse onto the ex-librarian.
Right.
Because he had already absorbed the strength of one person. What's going to happen when he absorbs other people?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He already had no chance. But Natalie takes out Kelly Hugh. Kind of like weakly, though. I was kind of like, but we'll talk about that later. But the pyramid top falls onto the ex-librarian, but the legendary artifact does not get broken. It kind of dodges it without him and flies.
It pulls like the sword did at the beginning. Yeah. He's like, oh, I'm going to get out of the way. I guess legendary artifacts are hard to destroy.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Flies into Flynn's arm, and they are like, we did it, guys.
Yeah.
Flynn gets his own little portrait in the library. They take down the X one. He's a what's it called? A stain on the librarian history.
Yeah.
Why?
But it was kind of cute. It's like the Harry Potter, like just like the giant murals of the different librarians.
But
he's holding the spear of destiny. But that was also kind of interesting because then you kind of see that there's actually a legacy to this to this job. It's not just
I don't like in the future too. Like if they ever decide to like reboot this series with like a new person, like the ex-librarian could be the one who will not be named librarian. He'll be his name will be redacted in the book.
Yes.
No, but then we end up the movie with Flynn having dinner with his mother, and his mother is again trying to set him up with the ladies next door or next to the table.
The table next door.
Yeah, and but Flynn is like, Mom, I told you I'm seeing somebody. Her name is Natalie, and she's like, oh, this Natalie that never wants to meet your mother. And he's like, and then she flies into this dinner place.
It's outdoor restaurant.
Yeah. And they kiss, and she's like, "Hi, I'm
Hi,
Natalie."
Mom. It's nice to meet you.
And she's like, "Oh my god!" She's super impressed into them, and she tells Flynn like, "Hey, listen, some ninjas who have stolen H.G. Wells' time machine is after us, so we gotta."
The ninjas from the Scorpion clan.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, why is it always strange animals?"
He's like, oh, all right, let's go. And he's like, oh man, time traveling ninjas. Why do you look so happy, you psychopath? And she's like, you fucking nerd. And they like leave after.
Right, and then get chased by ninjas on motorcycles.
Time traveling ninjas.
Yep.
And the movie ends right there. Now, before we talk about our favorite parts of this movie, let's go to our other section. We have high star, low star.
10 out of 10, good fun. This movie is lighthearted and fun. Shows that even intellectuals can be adventurous and good guys can win. The historical and mythical artifacts were terrific and their basic premise sheer inspiration. The various locations around the world added an interesting element with exotic lands and beautiful scenery. Also, the existing and developing relationships were handled in a believable fashion. Great work by the main character, who is versatile, entertaining, and talented. Also appreciated the sidekick who had many skills and provided some counterpoint to the bad guys. Would love to see a sequel with the same characters, maybe picking up where this one was left off.
And then we got 1 out of 10. Little to comment on. It's hard to imagine how anyone was persuaded to be involved in this pointless Indiana Jones imitation. The actors look embarrassed, as they should be, as they mutter lines that seem to have been written by a particularly clueless 12-year-old. The movie is witless, hokey, and has a cheap and cheesy look. It's a fucking TV movie, guy. The dialogue is idiotic, the plot is non-existent, and the Holy Grail looks like something that came out of a McDonald's Happy Meal. The great and timeless library appears to have been assembled quickly using stock parts from Home Depot. The sword Excalibur, held to the librarian's throat, dangles obviously by a piece of string. It did provoke laughter for the remarkable lameness. Someone actually spent money, albeit not much, on this mess. Wow. Wow, that guy is fun.
Yeah, that's harsh. Yeah, that's harsh.
Like, this is it's a TV made movie, but I think for what their budget was, there's obviously green screen moments.
Right.
The crossing on the bridge in the Amazon. Just a green screen stage, you know?
Yeah.
But I would say the dialogue is actually pretty witty. The main character, Flynn,
right,
really did remind me though a lot of Nathan Fillion from Firefly.
Oh, I could totally see that.
No, like not like the confidence that he had in the role, but sort of just like his dialogue, his humor,
right,
his sarcasm.
Yeah,
and it's nice to see sort of the other side of what a main character looks like, because usually we have like the super badass thing. This one, he was a little bit more unsure of himself.
Right, even with somebody who has that many degrees, like even though he said it at the very beginning, you didn't get how intelligent he was until halfway through, and then you're like, wow, he's figuring out like
everything.
Yeah, he knows how to speak different languages. He's like,
he's able to sort of diagnose like medical issues.
Right.
Like the dude is extremely very smart, and the one thing that his professor did do right is to tell him, he's like, well, what's the use of all this knowledge when you can never apply it to anything?
Exactly. Yeah.
Which was, I feel like, his evil side talking about it, but whatever. No, I think the pieces, the set pieces that they did have, it wasn't too bad, especially for 2004. I did have an issue with the chalice because I wanted the chalice to look grimy like the one from Indiana Jones. That
unfortunately, the chalice, the the Holy Grail was always big and beautiful until Indiana Jones, and then it was like, that makes so much sense. And now whenever they show it big and beautiful, I'm like, boo.
You're like, why does it look like the Stanley Cup that Las Vegas just won tonight? This is filmed on June 13th. What's up, guys?
Go Vegas Knights.
We just need an NBA team now. But yeah, no, I think having like these little Easter eggs of like these historical artifacts throughout history was really fun. You know,
right? Yeah,
you always hear about it, but you never get to see it as sort of like it reminded me a lot of that moment from Thor Ragnarok where Hela is going through Odin's little treasure room. It felt like that kind of moment, but it's really cool to see like the depiction of Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Super cool. He's like, well, the last time someone opened that, the world was casted into darkness for 1,000 years.
So we go ahead and we leave that box closed.
The CG for that one was actually pretty decent,
right?
And it was kind of creepy. It wasn't even like it wasn't dark. It didn't ooze like evil. It was like this bright light casted, but then it looked like a dead baby coming out of it. No, that's terrifying too. Yeah, I think the lore building that this movie had created in like 2 hours maybe,
right?
Was really well paced out. Like, did you have favorite parts for this movie?
Like I thought Bob Newhart did a great job as like the former librarian, like the one who's kind of teaching him, but then they have like the little like, it was like, yeah, it wasn't Yoda fighting, but you had Yoda who's like this old guy who's like through all the Star Wars movies, and all of a sudden like he pulls out a lightsaber and like fights. Oh my god, that was Bob Newhart in this. And I have like a special spot in my heart. Like I grew up on the Bob Newhart show, so like I always, always been a big fan of him and his like super dry humor.
I think this is the first time Bob Newhart's ever had an action scene.
Right, and yes, so like
it's super cool to see.
Right.
Yeah, because it's hilarious. Obviously, the action isn't great. Even by 2004 standards, it wasn't great. It was TV action.
Yeah.
I would say like the greatest TV action back in like the late 90s, early 2000s has to be, this is a huge like sidetrack or sidebar. The Mortal Kombat show on HBO. They had like a whole bunch of martial artists do all the action.
Right.
Super cool.
But we're still HBO, so you still got a little bit more of a budget.
Yeah. Even though it's like the late 90s, I think early 2000s. You gotta watch it though if you've never seen it. It's super cool. Still holds up. But yeah, no, like there's a lot of constraints, obviously. Bob Newhart was probably like 68 when this movie came out or something.
Right.
So the action isn't gonna look so cool. But it was really cool to see him do action.
Yeah. Right? And you got this is like that kind of time period where like the TV stations are now trying to produce their own movies, but they're
early stages.
But yeah, it's like just movies for their station. These certain movies probably aren't easily going to video, or at least not. But you're making these movies to compete against the blockbusters, which are like giants.
Yeah, at the time.
Right. I probably even at this point, Netflix with the get your DVD, mail it in and out was probably already in full swing in 2004.
Damn, was it? I can't remember.
Yeah, because I know during the first store.
People were talking about, did you hear about Netflix?
Yeah.
Man, I was kind of sketchy on Netflix during that time because, getting a DVD in the mail during the summertime, I was like, listen, Netflix, it's not my fault. The DVD was warped.
Right. Yep.
It was 115 last night. No, but this movie, it's fun. It's adventurous. You know, it's slight little messages talking about, well, you know, get out there, live life.
Oh, right. Very, very much reminiscent of last week's Page Master.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, he was, you know, little nerdy kid, scared of everything. And that's kind of this was. He's like, hey, I almost like, my brain was like, this is hit. Like, he learned about the library and was like, oh, I love books and now I want education. And then, like, just became a bookworm and went to college and just became super smart. And then, like...
Wait, are you saying the Page Master became the librarian?
That's it, yeah.
That'd be a really funny, like, oh, did you guys know the Page Master is a prequel to the library? That's actually kind of cool.
And then the main guy, I kept thinking that I knew him, and then it was all of a sudden it was like, he was one of the doctors from ER for like 11 seasons.
Oh my god!
It was like he was side to side with George Clooney.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's been in a lot.
He's been in quite a bit of stuff.
Oh, Leverage.
But then it was also interesting, like the review I read was like, hey, I'd love to see like a sequel to this. They ended up doing two movie sequels and then turned it into a
4-season TV show.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna have to watch now.
Right, and it's almost the same main characters at least.
Yeah, Bob Newhart only does show up on the show for 3 episodes. So I'm thinking it's like the first episode, the second season, and then the final episode.
Probably, yeah.
Also, the female librarian, she's also on the show, but only for like 4 episodes as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah. Oh, this movie is just so much fun. It's such a little nerdy, geeky movie, but like in the other aspects, and plus like it's cool that this what's it called, this property, this IP has a female that's like a super badass.
Yes.
Especially during that time, you didn't really get that too much.
Right.
But she's like the muscle. Yeah, she says it plenty of times in the movie too. She's like, "Your brains, I'm brawn."
Yeah. And then one quick fun fact: his mother is Olivia Dukakis, and Olivia Dukakis's cousin is Michael Dukakis, which was the Democrat who ran against George Bush for the president.
Original George Bush?
Original George Bush.
I was like, Dukakis, what is that? Why does that name sound so familiar? Oh, okay, that's
It's not the thing you say to a child before you go on a long road trip. Before you leave, you're like, Dukakis, because we're not stopping.
Wait, was he a Democrat or Republican?
Yeah, he was the Democrat because George Bush was the Republican.
I'm pretty sure a lot of Republicans use that on their kids. Like, hey, children, make sure you Dukakis before we leave. Yeah, it's always... Oh my god, it's like the hostility between political parties. Like the bumper stickers people make out of like this hostility is just so flabbergasting. I'm like surprised, not flabbergasting, surprising to me. Yeah, I be trying to use words of the days. Oh man, but yeah, we're coming up to our hour, so I want to make sure that you guys know that we have a month for you. There has to be something there for you in our catalog. We're almost up to 200 episodes, or this might be the 200th episode. I don't know when this will come out.
That's true, yeah, because we kind of record a little in advance. Yep.
Yeah. So make sure to check out our catalog. We have things like Nicolas Cage month. I always feel like we start with Nicolas Cage every time.
We have Doll month.
Yeah, we have Ninja month.
Doll movies. Yeah, Ninja. Oh yeah, with Dance Ninja.
Demonic Toys month. Video game month. There's something for everybody.
Absolutely.
But we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD It, Blu-ray It, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Where you at, Kobe?
You know, now that I know that there is like a run of stuff for this, I would love to just pick up a box collection, and I'm willing to go in blind on that second half of stuff I haven't seen.
Oh,
I would love just box collection this and just get it all in one shot.
Oh, yeah, I would too. Like, whether it's the 3-movie box collection or if there's a box collection that adds, like, the TV show.
Right.
Either way, I'm down for it. I think this is, like, a super fun property, and hopefully one day, like, maybe Netflix or somebody will do, like, the Librarian, the next generation.
I could totally see that, yeah. And I'm like, it's super family friendly. Like, since it was on a network TV, no swearing, no nudity, like good wholesome values.
But if it gets picked up by streaming, maybe we get some nudity.
Olivia Dukakis comes back for a nude scene.
Is she still alive? I feel so bad asking that. I don't think she's alive anymore. Oh man, it's cool though. Like I do want to watch the show too because like it has an Asian dude in the cast. Really be cool.
But definitely, like you said, like once I finish this, just like that review, like I definitely was like, I know that there's 2 more movies, and like
I gotta watch them.
I'm watching them this weekend.
All right. Honestly, if like some way that this like series or this IP could get more traction, honestly, this could be the American Doctor Who.
Oh, yes.
Right? Like
absolutely.
A prominent figure. You could constantly keep changing the Librarian for like new seasons or whatever.
Right.
Or like after one Librarian's thing is done. It would be just so cool to sort of produce something like that.
Yeah.
Just because I also think it's a really great way for kids to like kind of get into history.
Right, yeah, because you could, and I'm sure that's probably what the show does, is kind of each episode is a different historical
artifact
thing that,
or
he's...
a moment in time or something.
Right, that he's looking into, and yeah, what a way to teach kids a little bit.
Yeah, so even if you just go, like if this show just became like a total PG sort of thing, I think it's a great way to make kids interested in learning about history. And, I think more and more now, a lot of people are wanting to know more about the history of the world versus only, like, our views of history.
Right,
Yeah. And I think that'd be really cool for this to go into. Obviously, like, it'd be kind of like, well, I mean, they already introduced H.G. Wells as Time Machine, so...
Yeah.
I wouldn't say go, Time Machine because, the whole Doctor Who thing.
Yeah.
But
right. I mean, like, even if you're just introducing, like, you could introduce stories like that are just, even if they're fictional, but they're like pieces of famous literature, like, you're still now introducing to somebody to.
Yeah. You could have, like, obviously, you could always have one-offs of Time Machine stuff,
right, yeah.
Let's not completely take that out the table. All right, guys. Well, make sure to check out our links down below. We have our Amazon affiliate links where me and Colby are just really trying to start a fund for a surf and turf situation at the Texas Roadhouse. I don't even know if Texas Roadhouse, I think they have like lobster or something.
Oh, they've got it, right?
Yeah, you got a little lobster tail over there. Make sure to check because you're going to be shopping on Amazon anyway, so might as well help us out. Just
affiliate link. And of course, we got our socials. We got our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Instagram. And we would love you if you followed us. Yeah, just
talk to us.
Jump on there, follow us, talk to us, give us some shares, some likes. Yeah, it's the easiest way to communicate with us. And it's also the easiest time to see when we drop anything new.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out his theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album Music for Podcast 3, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.